The little diner fell silent the moment the young woman lowered her head and whispered the words. Her hands trembled as she clutched the receipt. A little boy stood beside her, holding tightly to her dress, his frightened eyes moving from face to face. Tears gathered in her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. She had already lost too much to lose her dignity, too. Before we continue, if you believe kindness still exists in this world and that everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel for more heart-touching stories. It was a warm summer afternoon in a small town in Ohio, United States. Sarah Collins had spent the entire morning walking from one business to another, looking for work. The 28-year-old single mother was exhausted. Her savings had disappeared months ago. Rent was overdue. The electricity bill sat unopened on her kitchen table because she couldn't bear to look at another reminder of what she couldn't afford. 3 years earlier, life had looked completely different. Sarah had been happily married, raising her young son Noah with dreams of buying their first home. Then tragedy struck. Her husband Michael was killed in a highway accident on his way home from work. In a single night, Sarah lost her partner, her emotional support, and the primary source of income for their family. At first, she tried to stay strong. She worked 2 jobs while raising Noah alone. But life seemed determined to test her limits. One company downsized, another reduced her hours. Medical bills from Noah's recurring asthma treatments piled up faster than she could pay them. Every month became a battle between food, rent, and medicine. That afternoon, after hours of searching for employment, Noah quietly told her. The little boy hadn't complained all day. He rarely did. Sarah checked her purse and found only a few crumpled dollars. She believed it would be enough for a simple meal. Wanting to give Noah at least one bright moment during a difficult week, she led him into a local diner. For a brief time, everything felt normal. Noah smiled while eating his sandwich. Sarah watched him and felt something she hadn't felt in weeks' peace. But when the bill arrived, panic flooded her chest. The prices had changed since the last time she visited. She counted her money once, then twice. She was still several dollars short. Embarrassment burned through her. She felt every eye in the restaurant on her as she approached the counter. Her voice barely escaped her lips when she admitted she couldn't pay the full amount. The manager looked uncomfortable. Customers glanced over curiously. Sarah felt her face grow hot with shame. She was already preparing herself for humiliation when something unexpected happened. An older man sitting alone near the window quietly stood up. His name was Thomas Walker. He appeared to be in his late 60s, dressed simply in jeans and a faded work shirt. Without making a scene, he walked to the register and paid the entire bill. Sarah tried to protest, but Thomas gently shook his head. What happened next surprised her even more. Instead of returning to his table, Thomas asked her to sit down for a moment. Something about his calm presence made her feel safe. For the first time in months, someone looked at her not with pity, but with genuine concern. As they talked, Sarah shared pieces of her story. She told him about Michael, about the endless bills, about searching for work, about the fear of not knowing how she would provide for Noah next month. Thomas listened carefully. Then he told her something he had never told a stranger before. 20 years earlier, he had been in a similar position. After a business failure, he had lost almost everything. One act of kindness from a stranger had helped him rebuild his life. Ever since then, he had promised himself that, if he ever had the chance, he would do the same for someone else. Sarah assumed that paying for lunch was the kindness he meant. She was wrong. Before leaving, Thomas handed her a business card. He owned a small manufacturing company on the edge of town. The following Monday, Sarah arrived for an interview. By Friday, she had a full-time job. The salary wasn't enormous, but it was stable. More importantly, the company offered health insurance for Noah. For the first time in years, Sarah could breathe without feeling crushed by fear. Months passed. Her life slowly transformed. The overdue rent was paid. The lights stayed on. Noah received the medical care he needed. The constant anxiety that had followed her everywhere began to fade. But the greatest change wasn't financial. It was emotional. Thomas became a trusted mentor. He encouraged Sarah whenever self-doubt returned. He reminded her that surviving hardship required courage, not perfection. 3 years later, Sarah had worked her way into a management position. She rented a comfortable home and had even started a college fund for Noah. One rainy afternoon, she walked into the same diner where her life had changed forever. This time, she noticed a young mother standing at the register with tears in her eyes. The scene felt painfully familiar. Without hesitation, Sarah stepped forward and quietly paid the bill. Then she handed the woman her own business card. The chain of kindness continued. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Special request: comment below with the words, "Kindness changes lives," if you believe one small act of compassion can transform someone's future. As Sarah left the diner that day, she glanced at the empty table by the window where Thomas had once sat. She smiled through tears. The stranger who paid for a simple meal had given her far more than lunch. He had given her hope when she had none, strength when she felt broken, and a future she thought was lost forever. And because of one act of kindness, countless other lives would be touched in the years to come. Sometimes the smallest gesture arrives at the darkest moment and becomes the light that changes everything.